YouTube, what is going on? How are we doing today? This is episode 2 of the Lightning Files here on the Money Shift YouTube channel. And for those of you that are seeing us for the first time, what file pages are deep dives into a vehicle you're interested in. We're trying to bridge the gap between you considering buying a car and having the confidence you need to buy a machine. So right now we have 2 file pages up and running in tandem. We are working with the Ford Maverick, as you can see here, and we are working with the Ford Lightning, which is what you are watching today. And we hope to give you all of the knowledge you need to make your purchase easy. So with that being said, without further ado, whatever we want to say, let's segue into today's episode. So, Wave 2 has just happened. Now, for those of you that are new to the Lightning reservation process, let me give you a quick overview as to what you can expect if you have a reservation in for a Ford Lightning. So, Ford has constraints for what they can build in year 1. In year 1, which is a 2022 model year machine, Ford expects to build 15,000 Ford Lightnings, and with over 200,000 reservations being secured, Ford's got a big list that they have to pick from in order to determine who gets those first 15,000. Now, depending on which dealership you have your reservation in, priority can work a bit differently. For example, there are some dealers that are accepting money in order to bump your priority up. So it doesn't matter if you made a reservation yesterday, it doesn't matter if you made it on May 19 with a confirmation email at 9 p.m. Eastern like myself. If someone paid a little bit more money, they could get ahead of you. Or there's the dealer that is just doing it based purely off timestamp. Vis-a-vis, if you made a reservation like myself, you would probably be near the top. Now, in last week's episode, we talked about what my spec would be when my name gets called and I can place an order. One of the biggest drags was finding out that the moment you added the extended range battery to the XLT, that price jumps from $52,974 to $72,474. And that is because Ford is forcing you into a premium package with the extended range battery model. Ford hasn't said why. It just is what it is. If you want to get the extended range battery in the XLT, you're looking at an additional $20,000, which brings me to my next point. If you are looking at a Lariat with the extended package by comparison, you're looking at a price differences of only $5,000, which makes the XLT decision even more perplexing. So as a result, in episode 1, we determined that we would go for a Pro model, and based on the comments, we're going to be going with a stone gray metallic F-150, and we're going to add the Tow Tech package, and we're going to add the 9.6 kilowatt Pro Power onboard, and that altogether gives us a vehicle that has 240 miles of range, gives us a vehicle with a premium feel interior. I know it's vinyl seats, but this is the larger screen on the internal combustion engine F-150, and we get things like Copilot 360 2.0, etc., etc. The Pro really does drive a lot of value, and at this $44,687 price tag, with the federal and state incentives, you're looking at an all-electric pickup truck that you could get for close to $30,000. But we have a problem. Wave 1 came and went, and we were not a part of it. Ford supposedly only allocated one F-150 Lightning to a lot of dealers, and as a result, there were a lot of people that could not get their order in. But with Wave 2, that changed. The majority of dealers were able to receive 3 to 8 allocations, roughly, depending on the amount of volume that the dealership drives. So if you are a small Ford dealer in a rural town that doesn't have much volume, you probably got 3 or so Lightning reservations filled. And if you are a large volume dealer, you probably got closer to that 8 to 10 number of reservations filled. Well, sure enough, our name was not called. Come to find out, the dealership that I am working with is dealing with priority ordering, which means that there were people that were able to pay to get themselves ahead of myself. With that being said, we're going to be switching our reservation to another dealer that allows us to be able to be in the right place in line. Right, which is really nice that we have that availability to do so, and that Ford doesn't sort of like kick you to the back of the line for switching to a different dealer because it rewards the practice that the dealer is doing. So we're going to be switching our reservation. But with missing Wave 2, we now missed out on the Pro. Seemingly, for 2022, the Ford F-150 Lightning Pro is sold out. Those of you that are not on the Facebook page or the forums, you didn't know this, but that's why I'm here to tell you. The Ford F-150 Lightning Pro model is sold out, and all other models are available. So if you, like me, wanted to buy this $44,687 F-150 Lightning Pro for 2022, you will not be able to. Now, hold the phone, stop the press. What if I just want to buy it in general? Well, you're in luck. You can defer your reservation to fill out for a 2023 model. So that just means you're probably going to get it at the end of the year or beginning of next year instead of around the April, June-ish timeline that trucks are being slated for right now. So that's still the option that I'm going to be leaning towards. It's a bit of a bummer that we can't be in that first sort of wave of F-150 Lightning owners, but if you're still hell-bent on getting that Pro model like I am, because of the amount of value that I think that truck drives, you can defer your order till 2023 model. One of the things that I do need to bring up is Ford's overall strategy for electric pickups in the future. Now, we saw, as you can see right here, GM last week released their new Silverado EV, and one of the interesting things that was different between the Silverado EV and the Lightning that we know and love was that it looks a lot different. The Silverado EV doesn't seem to share much with the regular internal combustion engine Silverado, where our beloved F-150 Lightning shares a ton with the internal combustion engine F-150, and a lot of that is going to change. The current F-150 Lightning has a run rate of 2022 model year, 2023 model year, and 2024 model year. After that, Ford will be unveiling a brand new Lightning model that will be a more integrated electric design. It will be an electric vehicle first. It's not going to be a heavily repurposed F-150. So what that means is, for those of you that don't plan on getting an F-150 Lightning in 2022 or early 2023, it might behoove you to just wait a little bit and opt into that all-new model that will have all new tech and that will have the battery integrated as a structural component of the chassis, which will allow it to do a lot more. It's part of the reason why the Silverado has a tow rating it does. It's part of the reason why the Silverado has a range that it does, with a claimed range of up to 400 miles. So, what did we learn today in this under 10-minute F-150 Lightning file update? Number one, if you still have a reservation that was not filled, check with your dealer where you are in line. If you are outside of the top 15, it is unlikely that you will get your reservation filled in 2022 model year, and you could consider, if you are hell-bent on getting a 2022 model, to change your reservation to another dealer, as it has been confirmed by Ford reps that it does not alter your place in line. You do not get kicked back in line, and that is something, in fact, that I'm going to be doing, because the current dealer that I'm working with offers incentives to get people ahead in line, which is not something that I support, and I wish I would have knew that before, but there was no real way of me knowing that before. But anyway, number two, the Ford Lightning F-150 Pro is sold out. If you want to get this edition, if you want to get this model, you're out of luck. It is not available for the 2022 model year. It's sold out after just one wave. Number three, if you still want that Pro, you can defer your reservation to a 2023 model year and fill it out and still get the truck you want, and it'll likely come towards the end of this year, beginning of next year. And then last but not least, number four, if you do not plan on getting a Ford F-150 Lightning in the 2022 and 2023 model year, but you're still skeptical, you're still interested, consider waiting, because after 2024, Ford is going to be unveiling a all-new electric pickup truck with all new technology, both on the battery front and on the chassis front, that likely will make this look obsolete, if I'm being frank. Something to keep in mind. We'll see you next time. I'm Thanasi, this is Money Shift and the Lightning Files, and we'll see you with an update in just a couple days.